TheatroTechnis is a community theater. It developed over many years, 28 years ago when we started, in the struggle to answer the cultural, social, and political needs of the Cypriot community. Theater is not just to put on plays and the play ends with a curtain call and the applause. The actors should be involved in the community, become the theater of the oppressed. And that's how we became involved in the sanctuary. The idea of sanctuary started about 3 years ago when we've been writing and rehearsing the play, The Appellants.
Christos and Eugeniou met under the Ottoman rule. They got married. But Pasha demanded to sleep with Eugeniou on their wedding night. He forced her to become his mistress. In 1878, they changed masters. Lady Vicky leased their estate for a large sum of money per annum.
Who are these people, Charles?
Your servants, dear, Christos and Eugeniou.
Christos and Eugeniou? How strange.
Why strange, dear?
A Christian and a Muslim.
A Greek.
And a Turk.
How come they're together? I thought they hated each other. Didn't our own Lord Byron die for Greece fighting the Turks?
That's right, madam.
Well, how come that you and what's her name are together then?
Well, you see, it's a long story. My mother has been trying since...
Not now, thank you. We'll be late for the hunt, dear.
It was during the First World War that Lady Vicky approached Christos's mother for a favour.
If you will join my little hunting game on my side, I'll reunite you with your son.
But Mother refused, so the offer was withdrawn. Christos was very annoyed.
Mitera!
But Eugeniou was rather pleased. She didn't like her mother-in-law. In 1925, Lady Vicky stopped paying Pasha any money. She said he'd been a very naughty boy. Eugeniou was rather upset, but Christos was quite pleased.
Επιτέλους, έφτασε η ώρα. Να φέρουμε τη μάνα μου, να μείνει μαζί μας. Να συνηθίσεις όπως συνήθισα και εγώ με τον Πασά και τις βαβαρότητες του.
Don't you worry, my dear. I will never allow Christos to bring his mother into my household.
Soon after, in the early 30s, Christos rebelled against Vicky. He put fire to her home and tore down the British flag. Vicky was ruthless. She punished him very hard. And it took Christos years to recover. It was in the 50s that he tried again. This time he put bombs in her property and there was some shooting. Vicky realised that Christos was not alone. He had the support of her old friend, Uncle Sam. You see, Christos's mother was Uncle Sam's favourite mistress. Get it? So, Vicky started telling Eugeniou that Christos was paranoid.
My dear, your husband must be out of his mind. If he brings his mother into my household, he'll make your life miserable. I suggest you get a divorce. Or why don't you go back to your nice old lover, Pasha?
The resulting quarrel between Christos and Eugeniou lasted for years, and in 1959, Lady Vicky demanded that Christos should forget his mother so that he could patch up his quarrel with Eugeniou. Eugeniou would come back to him if he starts treating her as an equal partner and not as a second-class citizen. Christos found this very hard to swallow, but he had to agree, for by now Uncle Sam was having an affair with Vicky, and he could no longer rely on his support. And in 1963, they had a big row. For 11 years they tried to patch things up.
Έλα πίσω.
And in 1974, Uncle Sam suggested to Mother that she move in with all her luggage and live with them. At the same time, Uncle Sam invites Pasha to visit them. And Pasha liked it so much that he decided to stay. Christos and Eugeniou became refugees. And together they came to England to visit Lady Vicky, where They were made most welcome.
Welcome to Britain.
Katerina and Vassilis Nicola Sanctuary in St. Mary's Church has set a precedence in this country, not only for Cypriot refugees, but also for Tamils and other refugees and immigrants who face deportation. In 1974, we had the war in Cyprus. As a result of the invasion, we had 10,000 refugees came to Britain. The Home Office would not give them the refugee status, and many of them were forced to leave the country and be deported. So we started a pressure group in order to protest, in order to expose the Home Office attitude and policy towards the refugees. The idea of sanctuary started when the collective prostitutes in King's Cross have taken over a church to protest against the police. But it is a different thing doing a play and putting that idea into real life. You're dealing with real people.
Father? Father? Rev!
Magdalene, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Look, can I speak to you? It's important.
Of course you can.
I've brought my neighbours. They're from Cyprus. They've had a deportation order. They've got to leave tomorrow.
Very sorry to hear that.
Can they stay here for a while?
Well, naturally they're welcome to pray.
No, I don't mean that. I mean sanctuary.
To evade their deportation order? I can't possibly do that.
But you did that once before, you know, for the girls.
That was a mistake. This church was abused. Cameramen, reporters everywhere, and no space for my parishioners.
This is different. These people are refugees. They're desperate. They've got a 10-year-old kid.
Magdalene, I understand your concern and I share it. But this is not the place for political action. This is a place of peace and prayer.
Will you talk to them, Father?
Of course I will. But Magdalene, understand that I will not encourage your friends to break the law. Good afternoon. Welcome to my church. My name is Peter Edwards.
Hello, I'm Christos.
Hello.
And this is my wife, Shengul.
Hello.
And my daughter, Julie.
Hello.
Hello.
Shengul. That wouldn't be a Christian name, I think.
No.
My wife is Turkish, Father.
I see. And you're a Muslim.
Yes.
And you're a Greek Orthodox.
Yes.
It's rather unusual, isn't it?
They met during the war, Father, and they fell in love, and they came to England. Now they want to chuck them out.
Why don't you go to a Greek Orthodox church?
The priest refused as his church is a foreign one, and he does not want to get in trouble with the Home Office.
You're welcome to stay here.
Thank you, Father.
Please, excuse me.
The Nicolas did come asking for sanctuary, which of course was an old English custom, but I knew it had no legal standing. But nevertheless, we felt it was worth a try. Camden and Somerstown is a very Cypriot area, has been for many, many years. The Cypriot community is a very tight-knit community. We bring food in plenty into them and sit with them, stay with them all day long, play games with them, talk to them, encourage them. But I think the morale is incredibly high. I think most of us would be very down. When you actually meet Vassilis and Katerina, you realise they're not a scheming pair, but they're a very simple, homely, poor family from Cyprus. I was approached by George Eugeniou to see if we would give sanctuary in one of the churches I have. The aisle was just there, empty, and we put the beds there, and I opened up some chests of drawers for them to put their clothes in, which was at the back of the church, and there they made their camp.